The International Forecaster has not only the news that you need, but it also has updates on what's going on new and what you can do to help you in terms of health and nutrition. It also has special things that subscribers send in. He has links that you can go to. It's a wealth of information. Please, please, please go up to the internationalforecaster.com. Subscribe to the International Forecaster. It will be one of the best things that you've done. And every week during the year, when you get the International Forecaster, you will be thankful because you'll know what's going on. You absolutely will know what's going on. As Robert Chapman himself says, I've had a 98% success rate on what my predictions have been. You may not like it, but you can see what's going on. Turn the TV off. It's propaganda. Listen and read what Robert Chapman has to say. And if you don't believe him, look up the sources. He's got it in the back now where you can go up to these various sources. You can read what they have to say. You can listen to what they have to say. Now, the best way, you can go to the internationalforecaster.com, which is hyperlinked on ErskineOnRadio.com that my webmaster Dave did. How else can we subscribe, Mr. Chapman?
Well, we did have a change in the email address and, in the site address. It's www.intforecaster.com. Intforecaster, Forecaster.com. And for those of you who have questions, our email is almost the same, bob@intforecaster.com. And you can get a free copy by going to either place, ask a question, or if you want, you can call 877-479-8178. That's toll free, 877-479-8178. And Ted Anderson from Midas Resources will give you a 1-year subscription free if you buy one gold franc, about a fifth of an ounce for around $260 or so. The price changes frequently. And I think that's the best deal I've ever seen.
Absolutely. 877-479-8178. You buy one gold franc. It's only it's less than $300. And you get the gold franc, and he is giving you the International Forecaster for free. You aren't going to beat it. Let me give you that number. Please get your pencil out. We'll give you a little bit of time. Get your pencil out. And you can go also to intforecaster.com. I will change that on my website, Mr. Chapman. The number now, take this down, 877, it's toll free, 479-8178. 479-8178. And buy the one gold franc. That's something that we've been telling you. You will be happy to have. It's about a fifth of an ounce. You want it. It will help you. It will do nothing, I don't believe, other than appreciate and value and get you started on systematically saving gold, systematically buying gold and taking possession of gold, which is the best way to do it. And he will give you free 1-year subscription to the International Forecaster. It's an incredible offer. Absolutely incredible. You've got another very interesting article from Robert Singer that calls the Gulf Coast oil spill a false flag event. The Gulf has become a no-fly zone. It's under military lockdown. Videos from the wellheads are all different videos. They are not allowing reporters in there to cover anything. The oil collected is tar. It's not crude. They're burning it to hide the evidence. There's evidence that this was a planned event for population control to forward the carbon tax and cap and trade, and so that they can come back in, the banks and the government, and buy beachfront property at next to nothing prices. Meanwhile, they will probably be taking people from the Gulf and moving them because of this toxic soup they've created. You're saying that this is a false flag event. people who don't, this is very interesting that you're coupling this with the 9/11 story. 84% rejected the government version of 9/11. And I think more and more people are starting to reject BP and the government's version of accident off the coast. Comments on that, Mr. Chapman?
Well, I think as time goes on, more people will. They'll try to hide everything like they did before, but they're not going to get away with it. And I think their whole plan is going to be unsuccessful, and it'll cost BP a lot of money. But BP is not going to go under. They're just loaded with money. It's a international conglomerate that is majority shareholders are the Rothschilds and the Queens of England and the Netherlands, who are related. And so need I say more.
Now, you've also got the gentleman you wrote about a couple of weeks ago, Peter, what was his last name? Who was chairman of BP and also was chairman of Goldman Sachs International?
Peter Sutherland.
Yes, and when you're looking at that, all you have to do is look at his qualifications, and you know who's behind it. But then you've got the Queen of England, the Queen of the Netherlands, and other people like this. This is the ultimate elitist company. More when we get back on Erskine Overnight. Mr. Singer contends what they drilled into was an asphalt volcano. And from a standpoint of being oil, it came out entirely different. What's your take on that, Mr. Chapman?
I agree with that. I think that's a probable explanation. And I think that in time, people will find out that that is so. And, all of the things that are mentioned there are reasons why they did what they did. Carbon tax, cap and trade, and perhaps removal of people from coastal areas. Whether they'll get away with that or not, I don't know. And then the use of toxins to get people to move who wouldn't normally move, and convince them that if they don't move, they're going to get ill and die, perhaps. And so I don't know how that's all going to work out. But they're going to keep this thing going, I think, until they get their legislation. And I noticed they put out a message 2 days ago saying, well, the cap and trade was, the bill was going to be redesigned. So they're shooting to get these things passed. And once that happens, I think that the mess will be miraculously cured.
After the cap and trade is passed and after you have that going through, it's going to be cured and solved. One of the things that they've done is when they put the dispersant on there, it was much more toxic than anything else that was coming up, the dispersant that they put on. So they throw this toxic substance out there, which is more toxic than the original oil, or as Mr. Singer says, the original tar. So they are creating a toxic soup. That has been created, and then they're burning off the tar to burn off their discovery. The euro is still dropping. The euro is in significant trouble, and this is very, very important. Europe is going to be faltering greatly. What's this going to do to the dollar? The dollar still seems to be up high, even though the UN has said we need to get off of the dollar as a reserve currency. The dollar is still in pretty good shape, basically worldwide, isn't it?
Well, that's only because the major banks and brokerage houses that own the Fed Reserve started going long the dollar last October and short the euro at the same time. And the reason that the euro has stopped going down here is that they're selling their longs and they're covering their shorts, making enormous amounts of money by using leverage. And that's part of what all this was all about. And not only that, they got the dollar up. The dollar will start coming back down again. They know that. They don't care. They made this enormous profit, and that makes them happy and their shareholders happy. And so that's why they do what they do.
86 banks have been closed so far this week. California has a $19 billion budget gap. Their economy is larger than Russia, and it's very, very important. 12.4% unemployment. To subscribe to the International Forecaster, 877-479-8178. Thank you, Robert Chapman. Thank you, my friend. Nobody does it better.
Thank you. Bye-bye.